And welcome everyone this afternoon. So Clay and I are going to tag team a little bit going through the Assured Edge Income Achiever product. I'm going to walk us through some of the product details, positioning, sweet spots, things of that nature. And then I'll pass it off to Clay to take us through some of the tools that we have available that make this product just really, really easy to talk about. In general, this product is a very simple product. That's one of the things that we love about it. It is a traditional fixed annuity product with an income rider. So you've got a lot of added flexibility in this particular product that you don't have with a SPIA or a DIA product that you have to annuitize. Because we all know a SPIA, single premium immediate annuity, a DIA, a deferred income annuity, those are specifically to generate income, but they're a little rigid in the way that they operate, and that you have to annuitize the product. And once it's annuitized and you turn that lump sum into that income stream, you have very little options from that point on. Some of the products out there will allow you to accelerate 6 months worth of your payments. Some will give you a commutation benefit where you can take present value of future payments, but really that's about it. Those products don't afford a lot of flexibility as far as accessing funds, in the event that you need some of that money. Really, once you annuitize, you're losing control of that lump sum of money, and you're turning that into an income stream. The beautiful thing about the Assured Edge Income Achiever, you don't have to annuitize the product to get this guaranteed income stream for life. You're doing it based off of this income rider. So you're still maintaining all the flexibility that you have in a traditional fixed annuity product. And we're going to look at some of that flexibility, but for example, you can still take 10% annual free withdrawals. You can take RMDs out, and you can do this, prior to triggering your income stream. We have liquidity features that allow you to access the funds in the event that you have a health situation, and maybe you've got a $25,000, $30,000 hospital bill you have to pay, that you really need a lump sum of money to take care of that. So this product affords a lot of flexibility that comes along with it. Clay will tell you, he describes this product as a flexible income solution. This product is about income. Much like a SPIA or a DIA product, this product is about income. I want to give you the least amount of money up front to get the maximum income stream that I can get. That is what this particular product is for, but you've got all of this flexibility. So think of it as a flexible income solution. And as we go through and we look at the product, again, simplicity. I talked about the fact that this is very simple. And as we go through it and we look at it and we look at the tools that are available, you'll see this is a very easy story to tell to your clients. And it's very easy for your clients to grasp how this product works and to grasp what the calculations are. So we've talked about these. Let's talk a little bit about where this product comes in handy. One of the things that we all know, we all hear, we all think about, our clients think about, is longevity, living longer. And we all know that with that comes the need for income. I want to make sure that I don't outlive my income stream. And this is a prime product to be able to go in and help you have that conversation with your client. So as we go in and we look at some statistics that I'm sure you've all seen, for a couple that are age 65, there's a 50% chance that at least one of them is going to live to the age of 93. There's a 25% chance one's going to live to the age of 97. What's the safe withdrawal rate? We always hear folks talk about, well, I've got this sum of money, I've got my investments, and I'm just going to pull a certain percentage off of those investments, and I really hope that that lasts me throughout my retirement. But what's the safe withdrawal rate nowadays? As we go in and we look at all the different things that are going on in the economy, in the market, in the environment, fixed interest rates, used to folks thought that 4% was a safe withdrawal rate. Now, as you can see, it's actually less than 3%. That's a safe withdrawal rate. So for those folks that are already in retirement and they're already living off of these assets, can they really afford to go from taking what was a safe withdrawal rate of 4% to now taking a reduction to 3% or less? No, most folks can't afford to take that kind of reduction in income, but unfortunately, what's going to happen to those assets if they continue to pull out that 4%? Those assets are probably not going to last them through retirement. This particular product right here, the Assured Edge Income Achiever, tackles exactly that, because with this particular product, you can go in and you can offer them, and we'll look at the numbers here in a minute, but not only can you offer them a product that will give them a guaranteed income stream for life and help alleviate the concerns and the fears of outliving money, but if they're looking at 4% as a withdrawal rate, in many instances, you're actually going to be able to give them more money, because this product allows for higher withdrawal rates, withdrawal percentages that we're going to take a look at. As we go in and we just look in general, at what folks are using, a lot of folks have got their Social Security and pensions, which nowadays we know most folks don't have pensions anymore. Those have kind of gone by the wayside. There's still a few out there for our older clientele, but the majority of us don't have pension plans anymore. So we have Social Security, and then we have our other savings and our other investments, which those are generally not going to be guaranteed. So we really need to, shift our thinking to what else can we do to help provide guaranteed sources of income. We know we're going to need funds that we can't outlive in retirement, and this is where annuity products such as this come into play, because they give that additional security, that guaranteed income source that the individual can't outlive. And as we go in and we think about this, what happens? Do we protect our home? Do we buy insurance on our home? We do. Do we buy insurance on our life? We do. Do we insure our cars? Yes, in most states you have to insure your car. It's the law. But how many of us actually stop and think about our 401k, our IRAs, all of our retirement funds, our nest egg that we've built our lives saving, and that now we're going to need to actually live off of? We really need to start thinking about, how do we ensure that? How do we protect that? So let's dive into how this product actually works and can provide the
seem to have lost Nicole. Clay, do you want to pick up on?
Yeah, sure. Let me
text her real quick. Spotty cell. I apologize for that. She's got cell issues every once in a while where she's at, so give her just a minute here, and if she doesn't join back up, we'll get Clay to take over for her. I was going to fire her at the end of this, but gosh, she left too early. Knowing Nicole, she's probably still talking away.
Works is they're given a guaranteed initial income percentage, and it's different for each issue age, and it's always based off of the issue age of the primary owner or if there is a joint contract that's going to be based off of the younger spouse. So you can see on the screen that at 65, it's 5.7%, and from a joint perspective, it's 5.2%. So if we're talking about joint income, this is a product that is going to be very, very competitive for you all as producers. And I'm unable to change the slide. Let me see if she's dialing back in.
Hey guys, I'm back in. Can you hear me?
There we go. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, for some reason it converted me to an attendee and it automatically muted me, and would not let me unmute myself. So apologies for that. I had to hang up and dial back in. But thanks, Clay, for taking over there while we were having the technical difficulties. Hopefully that will not happen again. But as we go through here, let's get back on track. Now, you know, I know Clay talked a little bit about the payout percentages and single versus joint. And as we go through and we actually look at how to calculate the income stream, this is an example showing $100,000. At the time that the individual purchases the product, we lock in that payout percentage. So you saw a few of the payout percentages on the previous screen that Clay went over with you. And if you recall, at age 65, if you were doing a single, the income payout percentage was 5.7%. So we're going to take that 5.7%, we're going to multiply that by the eligible premium, and that's going to give a $5,700 per year income stream. They can trigger that income stream year one right out of the gate, but for every year that they defer triggering that income stream, that $5,700 income payment is going to grow by a 6% income growth rate. So 5,700 times 6%, we're going to get a $342 a year addition onto that $5,700. So in this particular scenario, you can see the individual waits 5 years before they trigger the income stream. So that $5,700 is going to get $342 added to it every year for 5 years. So when they do trigger the income at age 70, it's now going to lock in at $7,410 for life. So it's going to lock that guaranteed income stream in. The beautiful thing is, if I want to trigger the income immediately, I can do so. But for every year that I defer, it's going to grow by this 6% growth rate. And I can defer all the way up to the age of 95 in this particular product. We've got a placemat that Clay is going to show you here in a minute. That's just a really nice piece to help explain this to your clients. It only goes out 15 years because that's simply all the room that we had on that marketing piece. But just know it can defer all the way up to the age of 95. This is just a different way of looking at this. We've got a premium of $100,000. Again, this 65-year-old, they decide that they don't want to start in 5 years, they want to start in 7 years. So we can see that same $7,410 payment, because they deferred it 2 more years, it's now going to grow to $8,094. So very, very easy calculation to figure that income. The minimum premium on the contract, $25,000. We can see the issue ages. Minimum is 50 up to 80. It is a 10-year surrender charge schedule on the product. And there's a 0.95% fee for the income rider. So 0.95% fee on the income rider. And remember, we mentioned the fact that this is a product focused solely on income. If growth is what they're concerned about, then they probably need to shift more to an indexed annuity product, because this particular product is income, 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 income. So you do have a guaranteed interest rate of 1% on this product, but you've also got 0.95% for the fee, regardless of whether you're doing single or joint life, for the income rider. So you're not going to get a lot of growth out of this particular product. This is, again, a flexible income solution. So as we go through and we look at a few more of the details, another really nice thing, you can do changes to the covered persons all the way up until the time you trigger the income stream. So if you're married when you purchase the product, 2 years later, you haven't triggered the income stream yet and you get divorced, you can go in and change from single to joint. Another 3 years passes, you still haven't triggered that income stream yet, you get remarried, now you want to add that new spouse onto the contract, you can move it back to joint and you can add that new spouse on. So again, added flexibility into this contract. You can move it from single to joint, joint to single, all the way up until the time that you activate that income rider. And here are some additional features that I find really valuable on this product. These are what we call our withdrawal charge waivers, but these are really just additional liquidity features on the product. They're automatically built in. There's no surrender charges on these. They're available in most states. There's a couple that they're not available in, but the majority of the states, these automatically come on the contract. No medical questions, nothing to that effect. But they allow you, in the event that you have a health situation that falls into one of these categories, they allow you to access that contract value, that lump sum of money, without surrender charges, all the way up to surrendering the contract if you need to. So we've got the extended care waiver. If the owner is in an extended care facility for 90 consecutive days or more, then they can take funds out of the contract. You'll notice that the contract does have to be enforced for 1 year for that particular feature. We have a terminal illness waiver. If the owner is diagnosed with a terminal illness, then they can go in and they can make a partial or a full withdrawal to take funds out of the contract. And if they are unable to perform 2 of 6 ADLs for at least 90 consecutive days or more, then they can go in and pull funds. Again, there's the 1 year wait on that one, as far as the contract has to be enforced for 1 year before you can trigger that 2 of 6 ADL waiver. But that one's very unique because it's just 2 of 6 ADLs, regardless of whether you're confined to a facility or not. And it's 2 of 6 ADLs really no matter what happens. So if you're unable to perform 2 of the 6 ADLs for any reason, regardless of whether you're confined to a facility or you're at home and maybe a home health care nurse is coming, or maybe your neighbor 3 doors down is coming in to check on you 4 or 5 times a day. Unable to perform 2 of 6 ADLs, you can access that lump sum contract value without surrender charges. And that's a huge benefit, because when you think of a normal income annuity like a SPIA product, for example, there is no contract value, no lump sum that you can really go back and access once you've triggered the income stream. This one still keeps that contract value intact. So lots of good liquidity features on this particular product. And with that, Clay, I will pass it over to you so that you can go over our calculator, our placemat, just some of the great tools that we have available to help support this product.
Awesome. Thank you, Nicole. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this, I mean, like Nicole said, this is a great product for you now to have access to a truly flexible income solution. And what's a kind of a sales pitch that we always use this for is there's really it's a 3-legged stool when positioning retirement income. You have your savings and investments, you have your Social Security, and before today, you had a pension to lean on. Most of the time you had a pension that your employer provided to you. But most of those pension plans are not really out there anymore. Those defined benefit plans are no longer in existence. So you're really sitting on a 2-legged stool, where this is a pension-like product that gives you the flexibility of a normal, traditional deferred annuity. It provides you a guaranteed lifetime income for the life of either the primary owner, or if we're doing a joint contract, both the primary owner and their spouse. And so this right here is the playbook that is going to be very helpful. It gives you all the marketing materials really all at a click of a button. You have product overview, client brochure, placemat, which is what I'm going to go over in just a few seconds, and then also a really awesome video that really simplifies the product as well as the calculator. And so this is what we call our placemat. When printed off in a hard copy, this will be great to use when presenting this product to your clients. It really simplifies the story of the guaranteed income and how it has the ability to grow every year you defer. And like Nicole mentioned, they're given an initial income percentage at the age of issue. And then for every year they defer, it grows by 6%. So this gives you a quick little breakdown of, based on $100,000, what the income is going to look like for your clients. And if you flip it over, you'll have it for a joint perspective. And that's where you're really going to see this pop up, is just how competitive it is from a joint perspective. But I mean, all in all, we're not always working with $100,000 even. Also, most of the time we're dealing with an income goal. Well, that's what's great about this calculator, is that you can plug in any type of premium and it'll calculate your future income. If we're looking for a certain income figure, so if your clients need $25,000 a year to cover their essential expenses, you can go and plug in and see how much the required premium is going to be. So let's just show a basic example. Say we've got a 62-year-old and we're trying to calculate the future income for 3 years down the road based on, let's do $249,800. You can quickly go in and calculate $15,917 guaranteed for life. So this is what's great, is you can go assurededgecalculator.com. This is something you can sit in front of your clients and break down, all the different income outputs you can come up with, and comes out with a really awesome one-page PDF that is very, very simple and easy to understand for your clients. So it gives you a very simple breakdown: $249,800 of premium. We've got a 62-year-old activating in 3 years, $15,917. And like I said before, we're not always working with a premium number. Most of the time, we are trying to calculate the how much premium it's going to cost your client to generate $25,000. And so let's go ahead and plug in, say they've got their spouse at 62 years old. You can go in and calculate how much is it going to cost my client to generate $25,000. $432,376 also comes out on that one-page PDF. So just an awesome tool you have at your fingertips, and just an overall very simple and easy story. And it's something we like to position that it's a product where you can allocate the least amount of premium to generate the greatest amount of income. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us and pass it back over to Scott.
And hang on before you pass it back over, Clay. Okay. One of the things I just want to to add here is this particular calculator is not behind a firewall. There's no login for it. It's mobile friendly, so it's very easy to be sitting in front of your client and to just pop this up on your iPhone or your tablet and walk them through their specific scenario. And the way that we really see this used the most is if you click back over, Clay, if you wouldn't mind, to our placemat. As Clay's bringing that placemat up, when we look at that placemat, the single, the joint side, it's very easy using this placemat to explain how this product works to the customer. Mr. Customer, you're telling me you're 65 years old and you want to wait, 3 years to trigger the income stream. You literally look down the left-hand side at 65. At 65, you see it's 5.70%. You move across to year 3, and then you can tell the client in year 3, this is what your payment amount would be for $100,000, $6,726. Well, what if I waited a few more years? Well, if you waited 2 more years, it'd be $7,410. But Mr. Client, this is how the product works. But now let's look at your specific situation. And then you can pivot over to the calculator that Clay showed, and you can input their exact numbers to make sure that not only have you explained how the product works to them in a very visual way with that placemat, with clean, round $100,000 numbers, so it makes it very easy for them to understand and grasp how these numbers are calculated. Then you can pivot to this calculator that doesn't even take a login, not behind a firewall. It literally just pops up like this when you type in www.assurededgecalculator.com, and you can show them their exact scenario. And if they want to see a full-blown illustration, we do have that available. And Scott can get that for you. We've got the full-blown illustration available that shows all of the columns, that shows the death benefit, because with this particular product, you're using an income rider for the guaranteed income stream for life. Remember, you're not annuitizing. So the way it's going to work is if I choose a single income, it's going to pay me. And when I pass away, if there's anything left in that contract value, that's going to go to my beneficiary as a death benefit. And that death benefit column will display in a full-blown illustration. If I'm doing a joint payout, it's myself and my spouse. It's going to pay for me as long as I live. If I pass away, it's going to pay for the spouse until my spouse passes. And then if there's anything left in the contract value, that will go to the beneficiary as a death benefit. And another thing to keep in mind, this can be used under the joint perspective on the rider for qualified money. So that's another area that's a big opportunity. Is we all know, for the most part, when you're talking qualified money, traditional IRAs, it's a single owner and a single annuitant, right? Those are the IRS rules. But here, you can do the single owner, you can do the single annuitant, but because we're using an income rider for the guaranteed income stream for life, even if it's qualified money, you can actually still do a joint payout on the rider, and you can add that spouse under that joint rider so that both you and the spouse get that guaranteed income stream for life, even on qualified money. So there are just so many opportunities with this particular product. Very, very strong in the income now, income soon space. Very strong when you're looking at SPIA products, especially on lifetime income scenarios. And also very strong for those clients that you may have that shy away from the more complicated products. Maybe they shy away from a variable annuity or an indexed annuity product. They don't like the complications, all the moving parts. This product is easy. It's simple. It doesn't have a lot of moving parts. There's no income base. There's no roll-up rate that you have to try to go out and explain. So for those clients that really like to keep it simple, this is also a great product for them. So really a lot of opportunities for this particular product. And with that, Scott, anything that you'd like to add? Anything that we didn't cover that you want us to hit on?
You know, I think that you just summed it up real well there at the end there. This is such a simple product. I actually showed this product over the weekend to one of my customers because we're working on that IRA money. And, you know, he wants income. And this was so simple to explain, and there weren't a bunch of choices to make. So it was a great product to show. One thing I'd like to say, though, is I love how for a 0.5%, put that spouse on there. Guys that, you know, have their 401k, you know, most guys I talk to when we get to talking with people about this stuff is they want to take care of mom. If something happens to them, they want to make sure mom's got that check coming in. And I think it's neat. And I haven't seen a guy yet that has complained about that 0.5% difference. You aren't going to miss that little bit of difference in payout, you know, especially if a spouse is younger. I think it's a great idea to put the spouse on there, have that ability. Now, one thing I would like to ask you, Nicole, if I have a plan like this and my spouse is on there, what if she had 2 daily needs? Is it based, since it's a joint contract at that point, does she qualify to be able to take some more money out of that account, or is it just on the owner?
It's just on the owner. Just on
Okay.
the owner. Yep. Good question.
To know. Good to know. And you know, we always talk a lot about people not wanting to run out of money. This is just a great opportunity to do that with a MIGA product. 95 basis points is just right in the wheelhouse on rates. Most rates are about 1% or higher for that simple rider like this. So I'm glad it's under 1% to be able to put that rider on there. I'm going to be able to send out the placemat and some of this stuff out to everybody. Is that correct, Nicole? I'll have access to it through the playbook? Okay.
Yep,
so one thing I want to do is, and it'll take me a day or so, but I will get this put together, and I want to make sure everybody has this because I have the calculator from a previous email, and I've been using that thing, and I'll tell you what, that is one of the simplest things to run. I'm able to give somebody an answer of what it's going to take, you know, to have the payout, or if they want to defer, what it's going to take for premium. The other thing I'll put out there too is I've been running some SPIA quotes for folks. They call in and they need a SPIA quote, and I say, give me just a second to run this quote and see if I can get more money for your customer. And believe it or not every time, but like Nicole said, on a lot of those life-only cases or life with certain period, you know, this payout is very good, and it's actually giving those folks more money, more income on their money. So I encourage you, if you need quotes, give me a shout. I'm probably going to run this if you're looking for a SPIA quote. But this product is definitely very interesting. I'm pretty excited about it. I've talked to a lot of people about this. We do a lot of MIGAs here at Producers, and now we can say, hey, you know, your MIGA customer has an opportunity to have a lifetime income on there without having to go into a fixed index. We have a lot of folks that are retiring that just like bank CD type products, and that's what this is. And as everybody knows, you can't take and get money out of a bank CD without losing that interest and closing it out. This is an opportunity to do that. I had a gentleman call the other day that wanted just a little bit of money out of the account, and I said, let's look at this product. We solved the gentleman's problem by doing that because now he can take income out of the product. It's there for the rest of his life. So I don't see any questions coming in. I appreciate everybody being on the call today. I want to thank Clay and Nicole also for putting on this call today. Sorry we had a little technical difficulty. We do have this call recorded, so if you'd like to hear it again, sometimes you maybe pick something up on that second time around. I'm more than happy to get the recording out to you. But with nobody having any questions, I appreciate your time you spent with us today. I'm going to let everybody go, and if anybody has any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My direct line is 785-309-2935. Scott Sanquist here at Producers XL. Thank you, Clay and Nicole. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Have a great day.
Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good afternoon.